This USA MVP. I'm here to talk about last night's fights. Berto versus Robert Guerrero. I predicted that Robert Guerrero would win a decision, and if Berto didn't get him out in the first 5 rounds, then Robert Guerrero was going to win the decision. I've always been somewhat of a skeptic of Berto. If you look at some of my previous videos on Berto, I speak on how I feel like he doesn't have great balance. He's kind of top heavy, and his chin is not the best, and he does not have great defense. Now, to me personally, I think Berto, as a fighter, he's explosive, he has great hand speed, and he's fast and powerful. But he does not have the skills. He came into the ring in the first to third round, and he had a defensive shell like he's Mayweather or Broner or somebody, which we know he does not fight that way. He keeps a side profile sometimes, but it didn't work for him. He's not that talented of a fighter. And I think eventually, if Berto does not learn better defense, he's going to end up being a gatekeeper fighter for up-and-coming fighters to get a big fight. There's no reason, with all of his physical attributes and his talents, that he should have lost to Robert Guerrero. Robert Guerrero, to me personally, is not a talented fighter. But what Robert Guerrero is, he has a lot of heart, and he has the will to keep fighting. He has a great chin, and he throws a hell of a lot of punches. So, over time, it wore Berto down. His punch output was decreasing throughout the fight. And it's not like Berto has a lot of high output anyway. He loads up on all his punches, so when Robert Guerrero smothers him on the inside, he can't load up on his punches and get off the way he wants to. Robert Guerrero pressed the action from 1st to 12th, and I take my hat off to him. Do I personally think Robert Guerrero will beat, some of the other top names at 147? Some of them he will, but I don't think he would beat a Mayweather. I don't think he might have a game plan, but I don't think he knows how to adapt with his game plan, because he gets hit too much. He didn't get hit with Berto, but Berto wasn't a smart enough fighter to adapt when he was being pushed against the ropes and backed up. He can't fight backing up. Another thing I wanted to touch on, Ricky Hatton's comeback fight. Ricky Hatton looked like the same Ricky Hatton that left 3.5 years ago. I feel as though at 147, his punching power is not really that great. And for his style, he needs his punching power to be, really great. Fighting a full 147-pounder, Sinchenko, his power didn't faze him at all. And he's still open to jabs. He stays squared up. He always resorts to brawling. He said before the fight that he was going to change things up, have better defense, duck and dodge, but he was the whole fight, and over time, keep getting hit, coming in with no defense. It wore him down and then left him susceptible to the body shot. Now, take nothing away from Ricky Hatton. I think for him to have a 3.5-year layoff and go fight a guy that just, lost to Paulie Malignaggi, but he was a title holder. So, I take my hat off to Ricky Hatton for going in there. He put up a good fight, but he's not who he used to be, and he can't perform at that level with the elite fighters. Another fight that I wanted to talk about was the Thurman versus Quintana fight. As we know, Quintana retired now. And Hatton retired too. Forgot to say that. Quintana versus Thurman. Thurman's last fight, he wasn't too impressive to me. But this fight against Quintana at 154, his last fight was at 147. I wasn't impressed with Thurman. But at 154, Thurman seems very impressive. And I think he can fight the elite fighters at 154. And it's my personal opinion. But I think at 154, at the way he stopped Quintana, he seems very explosive. He knows how to not get hit as much. And, Quintana usually catches a lot of people with jabs, and he's really good at it. And he didn't really catch Thurman with too many jabs. I think Thurman, at this stage, he's like prime. And if you ask me my opinion, I can name 2 names that I think he would beat. And it's Saul Alvarez and it's Miguel Cotto. I'm going to even say James Kirkland. I don't know if he'll beat somebody like a Lara or Martirosyan. Not so much of a technical fighter. I haven't seen him fight somebody like that. But I think those 3 guys, he needs to go after them. And right now, I think he's at least top 3 in his division. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think.